today's community is all about the pro and cons of moving to and living in Plant City. Hello and welcome to Orlando Living with Dee, and if this is your first time, please press that thumbs up button, show us some love, because we bring you community videos like the one today all throughout Central Florida and Tampa Bay area. And today's community is all about the pro and cons of moving to and living in Plant City. Now guys, this is something that I say this, and I'm going to still say this again, that pro and con really does not really matter that much. What really matters is your personal situation. So a pro to you could be a con to me. So please take this with a grain of salt. I guess that's how they say it over here. English is my second language, so please forgive me if that's not the right idiom that I'm using. But I do want you to know that the first pro of moving to and living in Plant City is the location. If you are looking to move to the Tampa and Tampa suburban area, Plant City is one of the major cities in Hillsborough County. You're just about 30 to 45 minutes to the Tampa International Airport. And if you are going to be working in Tampa, because one of the things that I'm seeing more and more happening is that when you compare Tampa to Orlando, the cost of living, the affordability is a lot more higher for those cities as such, instead of going into the suburban areas, which makes it a little bit more affordable. Now, if you haven't watched my video on Plant City where I discuss school, shopping, dining, real estate, everything in between, then make sure to do that. If it's not released yet, it will be releasing very soon. So now let's talk about the next pro of moving to and living in Plant City. One of the other pro of moving to Plant City is the school system and the infrastructure that they have for the school system. They have a number of programs, and you can have, like, the school system is from the kindergarten to all the way up to the academics. They have some great programs such as the STEM and the magnet schools, which are one of the best in the state of Florida. So that is something to keep in mind, especially if you have kids that are going to school. Then Hillsborough County has some great schools, and Plant City overall has a great infrastructure for schools, and you're not very far from all those things. And like I mentioned, affordability with the good school, access to the hospital and everything, it's pretty good. So this is a really big pro, in my opinion, to be living in Plant City. Now let's talk about the last pro of moving to and living in Plant City. So one of the other pro of moving to Plant City is all the recreational activities that you could do. You know, there's only so much you could do by going to the parks, you know, but the parks are not very far. You're just about close to an hour or so to the Disney theme park. You're just about half an hour to 45 minutes to the Busch Gardens. But if you like the outdoors and you want the kids to go out, run around, do their thing, you know, there's several parks. There's also some community centers located all throughout that gives you a lot of things for you to do and get your family involved rather than just going to the park. That is just my take on it, because I like to do things outdoor with my kids. I love the fishing, the biking, the hiking, just watching and just walking in the nature by a really nice, beautiful park is something that I would like to do, and something that kind of helps me, and that I think is a big pro. It may or may not be, like I said, it really depends upon your situation. Now that the pro is done, let's talk about the con of moving to and living in Plant City. One of the major cons of moving to and living in Plant City is that it does not have a public transportation system. So if you are kind of relying to go to your work and come from your work on a public transportation system, then that's probably not going to happen. And this is something that I've actually said throughout all my suburban community videos for Tampa and Orlando, because the public transportation system over here pretty much do not exist. So if you are kind of relying on that, then it's probably not going to work, and any part of Central Florida or Tampa is probably not going to work, because they really do not have a very good public transportation system. This is something to keep in mind. Now let's talk about the next con of moving to and living in Plant City. So one of the other cons of moving to and living in Plant City is if you're looking for those high-paying jobs, then you definitely would have to travel to the Orlando area or more so to the Tampa. The good thing is that the Tampa area is just about 30 to 45 minutes. However, the traffic could be horrendous, especially traveling in the morning and also traveling towards the end of the day. So that is something to keep in mind because there's not a lot of high-paying jobs that are located right here in Plant City. But if you're okay to travel, like I said, the pro could be a con could be a pro. It really depends upon your situation. Now let's talk about the last con of moving to and living in Plant City. So one of the last cons of moving to and living in Plant City is related to, Plant City has a small town charm, but it may not be for very long with all the amount of development that's happening in Tampa and Orlando. Everything is kind of spilling towards the outskirts of these cities, and Plant City is right in the middle of it. So if you're looking for that isolated place, you're looking for that place that gives you a little bit more peace and quiet, then it might be changing very soon. So that is another thing to keep in mind because there is so much growth that's coming, which may be good, which may not be good. It really depends upon you. I hope our videos bring in a lot of value for you. If they do, please press that thumbs up button. And if you are looking for that brand new home, make sure to check out Orlando Home Show. That's where we bring you model homes throughout Central Florida and Tampa. Until the next community video, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to check us out on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you again, and bye for now.